Fun. Ted sleep deprived. I love being a little. Start the new fentanyl. Hi, Doug. Hello. We're gonna do our daily games as per usual. Free to the first 100 customers. That's a steal. Pie, peas, and gravy or awesome loaded fries. Winning. New pies or improved burger. Improve? What's improved about it? I think I'm still gonna click on it because new pies doesn't look that good. Bummer. How do you serve this? Free for Martin Odegaard, the man of the match. This is the thing from the Northern Line clip. Oh, come on. It's free for Martin Odegaard, the man of the match. Pickled pork or steak pie and a roll. This is cheaper. This is just crazy. I imagine the pickled pork is really good. Free for fans and players. What the people hate value. And oysters, apparently. Pizza or ham and cheese with baguette with beer. Mixed grilled meats with green mayo. Yeah, that's only €3 or £3. Sure. Burnt end nachos or honey butter chicken. Have you guys had burnt ends before? Oh. At Spellify. Untap target artifact. This is voltaic key. What? Okay, I got it in one chat. I just misspelled voltaic. Yuri Beast with the free deck review. We'll add you to the thingy. We'll probably do you first just because I know you're here. Hard mode. Holy shit. Approach of the second sun. No, so it's not approach of the second sun. This is of the Sphinx. No. If the what the hell? This is the largest flavor text I've ever seen. WHENEVER. Oh, this is Felden or something. No, it's not of like I thought it was Felden of the third path, but this is too long. This is path, but like this is not third. Bummer. It's not approach of the second sun. Because this is of the other cards with of the Angel, no, because it's a legendary creature, right? Legendary creature. Yep. It's a legendary creature. Legendary creature with of the in the name. Okay, let's read this. If you would This reminder text is so long. Is this a merfolk? Merfolk. If one, no, because it's not if one or more. I think it's that one merfolk that like double explores your merfolk. Is Hawkball of the sweltering like what? It's not sweltering scourge. Is this Hawkball? I forgot his epithet though. It's like sweltering tide, surging soul. That sounds right. Okay, great. And I think we already done the crossword. Yes, we have. Okay, great. All right, let's play the Asmarano. We kind of got through that quick, so. Flying Trample. Target drinking Death Touch until your turn regenerate it. Let's go Necrobite. God, I'm so mad that Violet Pony doesn't make more music like this. It sounds so good. I cannot stand when she makes hyperpop. I really tried. It's not the best. This is Bill Potts. But her new metal is like really decent. That's a werewolf. Luke the bonus. Boni? Thank you for getting a deck review for next week. I do love Hirobi. I do think Delirium Skins has more players, though. Isn't it great to be me? All right, let's go Bibliopex Kraken, because it's a Kraken. That's an important creature type, even though the card's mid. A Crow in War. If this was the white one, I might think a little harder about that. Oh. What would it take to make you a 3/4 elk? Trying to think here. Leather armor. Let's go. I want it to be Arboroth. I think it's Crossroads Village. It's just the sad truth of the matter. The truth of the fact of the matter. That's Timeless Dragon. Okay, we're about to get a perfect. Let's see. Hopefully I don't scuff it at the last second. Oh, this is tough. Never mind. I mean, this is an aura. It's probably going to be in Light Paws decks. This is worthless. This isn't the good Cactuar. And this is a fairy. Fuck. Oh, what a bad one to have as the final one. Why couldn't this one be easier? Bad Nat, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Holy shit. I think it's the fairy wizard. I don't think Cactuar is good enough in Commander. Woo! Perfect as Mirandol. Drop the daily game containment. Hooray. All right, well, we're out of daily games to play because we've just gotten so good at them. Let's start, of course, with our free deck review, which is using the new Killian. Thank you, Yuri Beast, for watching so long that you got a free one. I might up the price soon, chat. I might up the price of the free deck review soon. It might go up to like 50. All right, but for now, let us rejoice that we're still claiming it. So, this is Killian, Decisive Mentor. Come on, I'm at 40. Hey, pal. I'm not... it would be really funny if I just kept going like, I think it's a little too high. I'm going to increase it by another 5. And then you just like, you're always 10 away. Yeah. If you guys really cared about the free deck reviews, you would be at the stream more often. It's just the truth of the fact of the matter. Xborf, thank you for starting a scam train with your tier 1 sub. I mean, like, Doug's gotten 3. Like, you guys have no excuse. Yeah, 41 stream streak from Memetic Properties. 41 stream streak. Doug's been at, like, every single one since the beginning of time. Kellen seems very mad. Do you mean Killian? Because you're not talking about my favorite boy. No, I like this card. I like this card. I don't know if the podcast episode came out where we looked at these cards. I think it has. Where we have looked at these cards. And I really rather do enjoy this one. One of my favorite things to do in an Auras deck like this is Light Pause. And if this is too much for you, let me know. But I generally do think that, like, Light Pause is a really fun Auras Matter kind of card. And the main reason why is just, like, all the interesting auras with Enters effects as well as Pariah. Just being able to protect yourself super hard with a Pariah. Or being able to go and fetch up a removal spell from an aura. Any aura you play while Light Pause is out is really handy. And then even then, Light Pause is removal magnet. So you're like at least thought seizing a removal spell that doesn't go at Killian, you know? It's kind of like a Mother of Runes in that way. So for all these reasons, Yuri Beast, I'm going to recommend that we're Light Pausing it up. In fact, you even have Lures here. You're kind of like playing Pioneer if you think about it. There's like a, is that deck still like even a thing in Pioneer? The blue-white, deck, or did Lures get banned in Pio? Okay, don't like Sun Titan. Danitha I'm pretty low on as well. I'm not a big fan on like cost reduced by 1 kind of effects. If you wanted to run a cost reducer for auras, I would never run Danitha anymore. Mana value 3 Fox. There's a one for Modern Horizons 3. I don't think I've ever seen a unique Light Pause commander. Yeah, that's very true. Like, I have a Light Pause deck on the back burner, and it's not very unique, but your commander deck doesn't have to be unique. It just has to be fun for you, you know? Just called Pause. Yeah. Super budget decks. That's Siona. Seriously, for real considering. Yeah, Pause is still in here. 33 enchantments. Pariah. Like, it has all the broken bullshit. Anything was there for 3 keywords to equip auras on. Yeah, Pearl Ear still has lifelink, which I feel is the most important word. Because you have auras that give all the other words. So I think Pearl Ear is just going to treat you better. And she cost reduces all of your enchantments, not just your auras. I think I'd rather see Shay Cormac in the form of, yeah, like an Arcane Lighthouse. Like, you already have Arcane Lighthouse. I don't think we need Shay. I don't think an enchantment deck needs Night Whisper or the other one. Sign in Blood. Sorry. I'm a little sleep deprived. Deadlock has been ruining my life. I don't like Savins. Avatar's Wrath does seem antithetical to what you want to do. Typically in these situations where you like require your opponent's board, I recommend Winds of Abandon. I only started playing Deadlock recently, like not much longer. You're gonna be so bad at Deadlock for the first like 5,000 games, so I just wouldn't worry about it. Single combat, like once again, I don't know if I like these. Oh no, Winds of Wrath is good. I think you're too Wrath heavy. Just because you do require your opponent's board still being around. Vampiric Link is fun. I like the Immortal Obligation. That's fun. I don't know why people are obsessed with Stroking at Midnight when Generous Gift is right there. Okay. So that freed up 8 slots. Let's start with the simple one. SRAM. Senior Edificer. Okay, he's in here. He just has a weird printing, so I didn't notice him. Hello, SRAM. There you go. Harriet. Okay. I'm also a little tenuous about Victor, but maybe Victor's out. I put in the Wrath so my opponents keep 1 creature for that reason. Yes, that's fine. However, if you've already enchanted a creature with an aura, what stops them from going like, I'll just have that creature die? Especially if you like threw it on a creature in the early game to like trigger Killian and it's not their commander. They're like, okay, great, pass on the creature you put the aura on. Like, I would rather you just have like a giant finisher open the armory. And in fact, I'm going to steal some Pauper tech here. Or not Pauper tech. O aura, O destroy, O return, O threshold. Or a destroy threshold? It's just enchantment. I'm smart. Don't worry about me, chat. Here we go. Cleansing Meditation. 1, white, destroy all enchantments. Threshold. It checks threshold between these 2 moments. So if destroying all enchantments would get you threshold, you will have threshold. If there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, instead destroy... Oh, no, never mind. I'm stupid. The word instead is here. I'm stupid. Forgive me. Instead, destroy all enchantments, then just return all cards from your graveyard destroyed this way to the battlefield. So you destroy all enchantments, you bring back all the auras, it triggers Killian that many times, right? It's insane. For this reason, I'm going to bring back Victor, actually, because Victor mills. And of course, that goads all those creatures. So Victor's Valgaboth Seneschal back in. I don't know if I necessarily like Agent of Erebos over a Bogart Trawler here. Also just ups our land count by 1, which feels like it's needed. I do like the recommendation of Vampiric Link. But then let's do... you already have Redemption Arc, so now let's do Pariah. Keep in mind, Pariah is just a removal spell, even if you don't combo it. Like, it is just 2 and a white. That creature's goated, with Killian in play. And then when you take, if it doesn't die during combat, when you take damage, it dies instead. Even in the 1v1, this is rather funny, isn't it? You enchant their best creature with Pariah. They have to swing with all their creatures. All their creatures kill Pariah. Forbidden Orchard would be interesting. I like that suggestion a lot, actually. 2Ds. Once again, chat, I'm a little sleep deprived. Yeah, Vampiric Link's already in. Isn't there a white one? Spirit Link? Whenever enchanted creature. Those are already all in, Rain. Double its controller's life total. Most of the time, you're not the controller that things are enchanting. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, put target creature from defending player's graveyard on the battlefield under your control tapped and attacking. Oh, that's forever, though. Wait, hang on. This works, right? You enchant an opponent's creature, they have to swing with that creature, and then you get to reanimate the thing. It enters tapped, but not attacking. Because you own this trigger. It doesn't give the creature this ability. Chain creature you control. That would ruin it, wouldn't it? If I was literate. Wait, what the fuck? This is broken. You can just politically go like, hey, I'm attacking you, dude. Don't block it, and I'll just shoot something else. Just like a fight spell. This is white fucking... Because it doesn't have to be a creature that they control, the defending player. It's just 2 and a white for like a... That's insane. Repeatable fight spell. Kane, I'm a little wary of adding non-auras right now. Soul Link is pretty great. Spirit Loop, which returns to your hand. Deals damage, its controller loses that much life, it can't block. That's so funny. It's a fucking... Dude, this is a delirium. You go 1 to black, enchant it, and then it's goated. And then they explode someone for you. And then they lose that much life. Like, throw that on a merit lage, you win. Let's finish this off with a little duelist heritage. Just like giving goated creatures double strike to kill the opponent that they attack. Seems pretty good. Okay, alright, let's play test. Draw. Land, turnover, tap, next turn. Effet Dunes, 1-2, SRAM. Next turn. Dink, Gav Grounds. 1, 2, 3. Killian. Next turn. Yeah, you also have card advantage in the command zone. I'm not too worried about having Night's Whisper here. 1, 2, 3. Ariette. And let's tap Not Like an Idiot to cast Ethereal Armor. We draw a card. That creature attacks. We draw a card. We also drain everyone. Next turn. Swamp. 1, 2, 3, 4. Songbird's Blessing. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, put over here. That's goated. So you draw a card for casting it. Then you draw a card when it swings, but we can order these triggers so that way this goes first. So you go until you hit an aura. Okay, there you go. Ghoulish Impetus. Put that card onto the battlefield. And then you draw a card off Killian. So now here you go. Bowel of Malice. Draw a card. Like, you're keeping a full hand constantly, and now you have the Redemption Arc Pariah combo next turn. So this is goated. You draw a card off that. And then next turn. And then here you just go 1, 2, 3, Redemption Arc on Ariat. 1, 2, 3, Pariah on Ariat. Ta-da! You're immortal. They need an exile spell before they can kill you. And then you just keep goading all their shit. I wonder if it's like a Thysis kind of effect that isn't like as expensive as Thysis. Just like exile target creature. And then like it does damage equal to its power to its owner. Right, like one of these. Maybe you do just run Thysis. Random Scryfall card. Grave Venerations. When this enchantment enters, you become the monarch. Cool. Beginning of your end step, if you're the monarch, return up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Cool. I don't like this design. I wish this was upkeep. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Yeah, that should be upkeep. Am I stupid or should this be upkeep? I don't like that you get it right away. Let's add Thysis to your deck. The reason why I like Thysis so much is because you just like turbo buff one creature with like ethereal armor, right? Like literally you put like +6/+6 or plus 12/12 on a creature over the course of a game. Yeah, Visions of Brutality got put in. And then you just go, okay, 7 mana Thysis hit, and then you like lose 1 billion life. That's in the 1v1. I think I kind of like that. Just a giant finisher. Maybe just out with Insatiable Avarice. I think this is good to go now. Okay, Weed Strangle costs 5. As does Unnatural Hunger. Let's look at these 2 cards and then we're going to be done here. The heck's this music? This is Milky Possum. It's in the upper right-hand corner. Unless you're asking what the fuck I'm listening to. It's like, I don't know, it's hyperpop. Grow up. Okay, so Weed Strangle has no results. Oh, no, never mind. It popped up last second. Thank you, Scryfall. Weed Strangle. Awesome. I love scryfall.com. Human chance or just equal to the power. Unless they sacrifice another creature. That's dog shit. Dog shit. Dude, holy shit. Destroy target creature. Flash with an opponent. If you win. Yeah, these are both just worse than Thysis. Sorry to say. Well, you know what they say about reading the card, Mahal. So, I like Thysis more simply because you just explode someone. They should just absorb Scryfall and give it better servers, because recently Scryfall's been shitting itself and it's really annoying. Anyway, Yuri Beast, deck's done. Stick around to get another free deck review. Fucking, we've had I don't. It's not a Doug. I was almost saying John. We've had Doug get like 3 of them. Keep on the grind. I'm here every deck review stream. Why? Do we have Babadook, by the way? I kind of want to get the cube review out of the way. And then we can just have the recipe commander. If not, I can move this creature to the end. Babadook. What's your fave most exciting new card in Lorwyn? I really like Ashling. I've played with Ashling now in Cormella. And holy shit, it felt really good. Killer Bee, thanks for the tier 1. Yeah, Ashling's in Cormella, and oh my god. It's so fucking funny. I could see a world where Ashling replaces Cormella as the commander of this deck. And like, I just cut, but like, the only thing is like, just not black. Which Ashling? Limitless or Rekindled? The one that's on the screen, guys. The one that can fit in Cormella. Oh my god, I didn't figure out which Ashling he's talking about right away. I need to type in chat. No, think. Context clues. You got this. I believe in you. Anyway, it does not seem like we have Babadook here, so we're going to just push the cube review to last. So Babadook goes to the end. But Elk, we pay you to think for us. Okay, don't think about decks. Think about the words that come out of my mouth, though. Yeah, that is really like sad. We have Jackie here. I would love to see your mono red controllers, Santiago. Aha, Santiago. I see that. That's the first name. Kind of hard to tell when the first name and last name are together with no caps. But follow the stuff in the description, in the YouTube stream, and that's how you can get your deck reviewed. There's a process to this. All right, it does not appear like we have Jackie right now. So we'll move Jackie back. I'm a fool. I forgot to start recording for the Orzhov deck review. It was a free deck review. It's not real. Elk, you got me to TCG Con Land. Oh my god, TCG Con Loveland this weekend? No. I only have so much money for traveling and stuff. That can change if you guys give me money by getting a deck review. But I typically hit all the Magic Cons, and I might be hitting the Laughing Dragon Tacoma, or one of the Laughing Dragons coming up soon, because they're comping my flight for it as part of a sponsorship deal. I just had to make some tweets about it, which, you know, I'm a Twitter god, so yes, that more info to come soon about that. More info to come soon. Yeah, Muldrotha deck we're not reviewing right now because the person's not here. Do it bad. Ringing bad with 6. Hey, that's me. Okay, great. We'll do this deck. So let's start recording on OBS. I remembered to start recording, guys. Great news. It shouldn't be recording the music. If it is, everything here is a loss. And I don't care to check right now. So let's begin reviewing this deck. This is the first video on my VODs channel, guys. My new VODs channel, Jelking It Uncut. Let's get some hype and chat for that. Come on. You guys are here for history. We're doing mono green 6. I like the varying card types, so I can tell we're going to be doing some Delirium stuff. However, immediately, we do not have some of the best Delirium cards in the game. Let's read the blurb. This deck started off as a Bracket 2 Draft Shaft, hence some leftover jank deck, that has slowly worked its way upward. It evolved into a mill out your opponent's deck. What? In mono green? How are we doing that? It turned into a Bracket 3 deck after I learned how Urza Lord High Artificer had how good Lord High Artificer is. And happened to pull it during Final Fantasy pre-release, so I just built it up from there. I literally can't read, chat. This is really bad. I'm so sleep deprived. That's the wrong primer. Green Mill. That's fine. Wrong. Okay, great. We're starting off with a very beautiful stream here. This is the wrong stream. This is the wrong primer. I'm an idiot. Start over. Stop recording. We've done something horrifically wrong. I think I moved you to the back already. Yes, Bad. You're here. I'm an idiot, Bad. I'm so sorry. Hello, everyone. This is the first guy. Ignore the Twitch chat. Ignore the Twitch chat saying take 2. I did not do anything wrong. I am totally normal. I'm a great streamer. Okay, I didn't. Everything's fine. This is my first crack at recording a video on this channel, Jelking It Uncut. Hello, everyone. This is my first video on the VOD channel, and we're reviewing Mono Green 6 for Bad here. Bad Bros. If you want a deck review, check out the description of this video, and yeah, let's get going. Bad says, I'm still pretty inexperienced when it comes to deck building, and this is my attempt to make a consistent green deck that plays around Bracket 3. Goal is to have generically good graveyard-based green deck that consistently prevents a board presence, isn't super reliant on the commander, but is able to interact with the table a bit. No restrictions, I've got a printer and access to proxies. And lastly, I'm looking for more expert advice. You're not getting it here, pal. You can get some like really niche, like goofball advice, but expert advice, oh my god. Because all of the decks I built so far have been fragile and kind of uninteractive. Some pointers on more diverse ways to end a game in green would be a bit good too. Okay, great. I can help you out so much here, it's unreal. First things first, I do think we have too many lands. We got a bit overboard. I know we're like slightly, like maybe lanes focused. Not even particularly. We have Scape Shift, which like, I don't even necessarily know if we want to do like Scoot Swarm stuff. And here's Scoot Swarm. Like, it is a landfall deck, right? It was more than 44 lands, Thunder, but before I started cutting them. I think let's slow our roll. Do we... first things first. Bad. Do you want to go tall or do you want to go wide? This is the major question I need to ask before we kind of get into the meat here. Escape ship with no. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Possibly, probably wide. Okay, I need you to have a little bit more faith in yourself, Bad. What do you like in this game? Probably, maybe I'd want to go wide. Like, come on. What do we want to do? Do we want to do lands? We can do lands. So wide. Okay, great. We're going wide. Locked in. We're going wide. Now, that makes me a little bit wary of, like, Woodfall Primus. Famished World Sire's fine. Crater of Behemoth is a little... It can steal the spotlight a little bit. Cultivator Colossus is hilarious. Notably, though, Cultivator Colossus is in, and we do not have an abundance. So we have abundance here. If you draw a card, you may instead choose land or non-land and reveal cards on the top of your library until you reveal a card of the chosen kind. Put that card into your hand and the rest on the bottom. So with Cultivator, you name land every single time, right? You go land into play, draw a new card, replace that instance with finding a land, and then you go ding, 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 right? Yeah, no, I'll add more lands back, but here's the thing. We're going to have to start here. We're starting here. Only 3 forests. This is because of Field of the Dead. I imagine you have some stuff that cares about basics, so we're actually going to have a number of snow-covered forests that matter, right, for Field. Because you have to have different land names for Field of the Dead, and forest and snow-covered forests do have different names. So then we're going to go through all of the green cards that tap for green. So this is going to be Pendelhaven. Dryad Arbor plus Green Suns auto-include. You are an idiot, I'm sorry to say. I hate Dryad Arbor. Cannot stand it. It's gotten a little bit better with Badgermole Cub, but most decks should not be running Dryad Arbor in Commander. Just like, it's way less consistent, the Green Suns combo in a 100 card deck. Very just not a fan of it. Because if your land drop for turn is Dryad Arbor, if you draw the Dryad Arbor, it's awful. It's horrific. It's a little bit better with 6. It's literally better than Llanowar. Magic players don't use literally better, like strictly better. Like it's insane. It could be worse. Yes, exactly. The floor is so detrimentally lower that I would never, ever, ever call it better than Llanowars. Ever. Would you run Dryad Arbor and Raga Draga? Maybe. I'd consider it. Yeah, Llanowar doesn't take your land drop. Exactly. Like, it only doesn't take your land drop if you draw the Green Sun Zenith. If you draw this half, you're happy. If you draw the other half, if you draw the Dryad, you drew patches. It's horrific. Awful, awful, awful play pattern. Anyway, Pendelhaven. Let's add the green lands in, chat. Okay, I already added Pendelhaven. It's Okina Temple to the Grandfathers. That's the other green land that just taps for green without any restriction. There's a lot more. I'm actually just going to pop open my Cure deck, which is a mono green deck that does run Field of the Dead. So we're going to look at this list, and we might actually up the land count again, just because Boseiju. Of course, Boseiju. How can I forget? Boseiju who endures. Yeah, Command Tower is in Cura. Oh, Boseiju was already in. My fault. We have Argoth, which I'm actually rather a fan of. Snow-covered waste. That doesn't tap for green. Argoth, Sanctum of Nature. We could do Fabled Passage. Would we want to run Dark Depths? I know we're going wide. Vesuva, just to copy Field. Yavimaya. We can have one off-color fetch land as a treat. Tree of Tales. I do love Tree of Tales. What I like about Tree of Tales a lot is it has a second card type. So even though it can get Vandal Blasted, you're hyper ramping your green. And Tree of Tales contributes to Delirium, which is the main thing I love about it. I do like Pit of Offerings. Makes your land abilities more easy to activate. Maybe not Lazotep Quarry. We could do Fabled Passage. Talon Gates. Yeah, Castle Garenbrig would be very good. Drop. Rotation. Okay, so we're now at 4 Game Changers, so probably cut Worldly. One Ring. Like, One Ring's broken. I just don't know if it's the right Game Changer for this situation. Like, it's broken to loop it with 6. You could do, like, if you want to keep the One Ring, you'd want to add, like, Mirrodin's Core. Or Phyrexia's Core. Sacrifice an artifact, you gain 1 life. So what you do is you go dink dink, sack the One Ring, and then you can replay the One Ring by discarding a land card. And then just fog a loop forever. Yeah, Bossing Say works. Yeah, Prismatic Vista. And then Fabled. Fabled Patch is already in. We're good. Hidden Nursery, I'm not a big fan of. Sunken Citadel. That's what I meant when I said makes your land abilities easier to activate. Not Pit of Offerings. Pit of Offerings is Graveyard Hate. Far Wanderings. Card. No. We only have so many basics, is the only issue. Lair of the Hydra. Lair of the Hydra is a very good one. I don't like to go too hard on off-color fetches. Like, I think Verdant Catacombs is a fine one to be doing. Urza's Cave. While we're here, I think I will just cut, like, Elvish Mystic for a Elvish Reclaimer. Just having, like, a crop rotation on a stick is really nice. Off-color fetches are ugly looking, though. Okay, Hybrid Mana Denier. We can go Petrified Field. Echoing Deeps. What the hell does Mirrodin's Core do again? Is this also second artifact? Nope. Urza Saga. Urza Saga would be good, yeah. Ashaya. We could do Ashaya combos. I think Ashaya combos are a little too fast for bracket 3 generally. Though is the only thing. We could do Lotus Field Aftermath Analyst loops. Like, let's add Zuran Orb. I think the Zorb is really good. And then we can go... Evandu? Yeah, sure, we can do Evandu. I do think Guy's Cradle is way too much for bracket 3, generally. Not a big fan of Kodama's Reach. Blair, I'm a little more partial to. Cultivate Out. Mulch. In a world with Malevolent Rumble, I don't know if I like Mulch as much. I feel like I know only 5% of these lands. Great news. I know all of these, so during the playtest, we're going to get a lot of previewing of it. Dear Alpha. Or Alphabet, rather. Great or good, we're not really going tall. That has me a bit worried about its capability. Although discarding is not bad with the commander. Not a big fan of World Shaper. It's a bit too slow. Will of the Abzan is probably going to be what you're looking for a little bit more. Or of the Sultai, rather. Target player mills 3 cards, return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped, and then you can put X plus 1 counters on target creature, where X is the number of lands you control against trample until end of turn. Nilantiv. Thank you for the tier 1. Okay. So we need more lands. Let's probably add 1 more snow-covered forest. Reverse the Ulvenwald. Right. Very good card to have kicking around. Sylvan Safekeeper, right? Another land sack outlet. This one you can get off of a Green Sun Zenith. Open the way. I'm not really feeling any of those necessarily. I kind of want to get more artifacts in the deck. Let's focus still on lands. We can do like Havenwood Battleground, I think is the name of the card. Yeah, Havenwood Battleground. Comes into play tapped. And then you can sack it to add a green or sack it to add 2 green. Demolition Field, I like that suggestion. Dryad Arbor, no. We talked about why Dryad Arbor is awful. Shire's very good. Sapseep Forest always enters tap, though, right? Like, no way. No. Darksteel Citadel, no. Thespian Stage, maybe. Deserted Temple, maybe. Like, when it comes to colorless utility lands, like Scavenger Grounds. At 3/3 Elk, Sylvan Tutor. No. Like, I'd rather just have a Scav Grounds. Plaza of Heroes. Yeah, sure. We can run Abstergo too. Maze of Ith, that doesn't tap for mana. All right, so Abstergo Entertainment in Balagad Recovery. Of course. Let's add the MDFCs. I'm a fool. Okay, so Command Beacon. No, I hate Command Beacon in this deck. So Green Suns. We have Yavimaya. Yeah, so you want to waste the land tutor on Yavimaya when you draw the Maze of Ith? Like, hell no. So here we go. MDFCs aren't good with 6. Okay, that's fine. You can still play them as your land drop. We still have 39 lands in the deck. Like, we're doing okay. Traverse the Uvenwald is a land as well. So, Maze is not a land slot, is what I'm saying. Sure. But talk about Traverse. What's the minimum viable land count for like bracket 4 deck? For a high ramp bracket 4 deck? It depends how much you care about lands. I don't know the context of your deck. I'm so sorry. It's impossible to answer your question. Anyway, Traverse. Finally, let me talk about my card here. If there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard, you may search instead of a basic land. You can get a creature or a land card. Any creature or land you want. And just put it directly into your hand, which is like insane, of course. So we have 3 more additions we can get to. And I think what that's gonna look like is something like a heroic intervention. Something like a heroic intervention. God, they need to print this shit in universe soon. Hashtag Oasis? No, we're not, but we should. Ashep. There's no T. All is dust for a board wipe. Nah, I'm good. The zombies aren't colorless. Everything in our deck isn't colorless besides our lands. Like, I'm not into it. They need a prop one in universe. Heroic intervention. If you're looking at your screen. Sorry, I'm so catty today. I have such horrible sleep last night. Sylvan Safekeeper. It's already in. Selective obliteration. No, I don't think we need a board wipe, guys. Like, we can kind of just like loop a fog creature like a spore frog. Like, I think spore frog's just the final inclusion. Let's play Tess. Draw. Dink. Or let's go dink. Okay, we have the combo already. 6. Let's not go for it right away. Whatever. Let's just play it. It's the One Ring. Draw a card. Next turn. Draw 2 cards. Green. Fintorn Elves. Mesmeric Orb, and then let's not tap out of Yavimaya. Or Beseju, rather. And then this turn you go land drop Yavimaya, tap Phyrexia's Core, sack the One Ring, discard a land card, play the One Ring. Tap, draw a card. Well, we would have drawn 3 before that. And then you play Zern Orb out from your hand. Great. And then here you have a evil fucking loop with Phyrexia's Core sacking the One Ring, and it gains you the 1 life that you lost off the One Ring for drawing a card that turn, and then you get the protection every single turn because you're casting the One Ring every single time. Like, this is evil and fucked up and nasty. So this is evil and messed up. What's your favorite who's your favorite planeswalker? Evil jewelry. That's what Lord of the Rings is all about, baby. Favorite planeswalker. I am actually partial to Ren and Ren. Like, Ren's fucking awesome. Ren is like the best designed planeswalker. Not like in terms of power, like the card. I mean in terms of like art direction. Like, Dryad being fused with the tree is badass. Not a Johnny or Quintorius. Like, they're fine. I definitely in the upper end. But like, Ren is like such a cool design. Grist is also really cool, for sure. Yeah, I don't know if I like Concordant. Exploration, Utopia, Sprawl, Wild Growth. Hopefully with Arbor Elf. We don't have Arbor Elf and you're running land enchantments? What planet are you from? Untap target forest. You would Utopia, Sprawl, or Wild Growth onto that forest. Like, come on. It's broken. I'm going to take out Flare. And instead, we're going to run Overgrowth. This is a 3-mana enchantment that ramps a land for 2, and you can untap that land with Arbor Elf. At this point, I will now add Isolated Temple. Desolate Temple. Untap target land. Type land. Deserted Temple. There we go. We got it. Yeah, Grist is a she. Think about it. She's an insect and she leads a swarm of bugs. What flavor of insect typically does that? It's typically a female, right? Like, Queen of the Hive, and then like for like bees or like ants, like, you know, they're all females that lead those. All right, I think, yeah, with Abstergo Entertainment and with not a lot of desert synergy, I think Scav Grounds can come out. Okay, so I think this is about like good to go. So you do have a couple new combos in your deck that I guess I'll gloss or not gloss over. That means to skip over them. Mention really quickly. So here are the land combos. Amulet. Aftermath Analyst. Shifting Woodland with Delirium. Lotus Field. Oh, I didn't put Lotus Field in. We should put Lotus Field in. Probably slightly. Sunken Citadel's really good. Let's get the demo field. I think we have Beseiju, which should be fine. Okay, sorry. Back on topic. So it's Lotus Field. It's the classic Titan loop. Aftermath Analyst. Amulet. Forest. Like, it doesn't matter what the other two lands are. So these lands are... Oh, wait, no, it does matter what two other lands you have. It needs to be Shifting Woodland. So with Amulet of Vigor, Lotus Field, Shifting Woodland, and Aftermath Analyst, the loop is these come like you have one other land. Oh wait, no, it wouldn't work because you need to sack two lands. Anyway, Lotus Field's in play. These make 4 mana together. This activated ability is 4 mana, and it mills 3 cards. So what happens is, oh wait, no, because it doesn't enter. So you sack Lotus Field to itself and Shifting Woodlands to itself after you tap them for mana. You then use that mana to sack Aftermath Analyst. Lotus Field, Shifting Woodland comes back. You can then tap these for 4 mana. This is now an Aftermath Analyst. Hooray. Right. So you would actually need Zurin Orb in this deck because this isn't Titan. You can't have 2 Lotus Fields, which is sad. But here you go. Vasuba doesn't work because this enters at the same time, by the way, chap. Let me preempt you there. These are entering at the same time, so yeah, you can sack them on DTB. And you can also sack them to Zurin Orb. So you sack all your lands to Zurin Orb, including the Shifting Woodland. And then you can, you can do the loop here, where you sack all your lands. This is infinite life, infinite mana. And of course, Zurin Orb, Amulet of Vigor are both tutorable off Urza Saga. But you sack them on ETB. When it enters, sack 2 lands. Yeah. Amulet of Vigor untaps them. What are you missing here, Donkey Juice? Elk, if you got to hijack the podcast for a full episode, what propaganda do you feed us? Well, besides the fact that a lot of the podcast topics are my ideas, like probably 1/3. Like I think Snail comes up with a solid third. Khan probably comes up with the most, actually. So it's probably more like 20, 60. But so not considering the fact that I just come up with podcast episodes pretty regularly. The other thing is like I already did that. It's the Cube episode. The Cube episode with Rachel Weeks and Snail while Trinket was out of town. Like I wouldn't even make a Commander podcast. It would be Cube. Anyway, I think this is very good to go. You have infinite landfall combos to like beat infinite life and stuff. You can infinitely loop the One Ring. Like this deck's evil and fucked up now. What was your most recent podcast idea you came up with? The next podcast is going to be one that I came up with. So keep your eyes out for that. But ones that's been published. Let's look. Talking about combos. What 2-card combos are okay in bracket 3? That was my idea. The one before that was Trinket Mage. What next one after that was a group effort. We were like, well, kind of just agreed on that one. One after that was me. And then the Forrest Demel collab. Typically, when there's a person that's on the podcast, I was the one who recruited them onto the podcast. Anyway, that's the end of the deck video. Stop recording. Thank you for watching this disjointed VOD. Feel free to leave feedback in the comments, as well as talk about 6. Stop recording. There we go. Perfect. That is the first VOD recording. Hang on, my friend DM'd me. What WinCon stick out for you for Urza? You can do some really fucking silly shit with Mystic Forge for future sight effects. Like top. Yeah, that feels a little quick though. If you want to do lower bracket, like but like can instead do like play okay, great. So moving on. God, I love Willie Nelson, by the way. This song's so good. Sorry, my friend DM'd me and stuff. Do we have Kenobi? Hobe Benny. Sorry, not Kenobi. I'm literally dyslexic. I don't know what's wrong with me. Go Benny here. All right, great. I never cared for you. All right, let's start recording this one. By the way, if you ever do not want your deck to be like a VOD, just tell me and I can explode it for you. Like I have no attachment to any of these. Like I am able to at will delete any of these VODs for the VOD channel that you want. Okay, great. Start recording. Array. So we have Emmett Selk, Unsundered. This is the one that flips into Hades, right? Yes, Sorcerer of Eld. Vigilance. Whenever it attacks, draw a card, then discard a card at the beginning of your upkeep. If there are 14 or more cards in your graveyard, I get it. You may transform Emmett Selk. And then it flips into the... May play cards from your graveyard. If a card or token be put in your graveyard from anywhere, exile that instead. Let's read the blurb from Kobeni here. This deck started off as a bracket 2 draft chaff, hence some leftover jank deck that has slowly worked its way upward. It evolved into a mill out your opponent's deck. It sort of just turned into a bracket 3 deck after it realized how good Urza Lord High Artificer is and happened to have pulled it during Final Fantasy pre-release. So I just built it up from there. Also, it technically has a 2-card combo, but they're all high mana cost. I found a play group that likes to play powerful stuff and have been tinkering it from there. And I see more staples / powerful things. I'm relatively new to Magic and broke, so my knowledge of pool of cards is relatively shallow. Knowledge pool mentioned. Deck is proxy friendly, so no budget limit. I need a streamer permission to proxy a Rhystic Study because it's vile. I'm gonna even say that you don't need Rhystic Study in this deck. I'm simultaneously torn between making a bracket 3 and 4, whether this deck should be an opponent mill deck or just Reanimator deck. It is played similar to a Reanimator deck, but I'm unfortunately fond of milling people out. Its themes are now self-mill, opponent mill, and Reanimator. Okay. I can help you out so much, it's unreal. Let's start. Darkness Crystal out. I am really not a fan of the Darkness Crystal in this deck. We are running the Water Crystal, I imagine, mostly not for the cost reduction, but for the mill amplification. It's both, TBH. Listen, I need to be honest with you. You had a very visceral reaction to me cutting the darkness crystal. So let me lay it down for you. The grave hating's nice. I have to admit, the grave hating's nice. But let us analyze how many cards it doesn't reduce. 38. All right, that's just a freebie. Let's not count these. The darkness crystal does not reduce any of your artifacts. It doesn't reduce Entomb, even though it's black, or Drown in the Loch, or Glimpse. Right, so that's a lot of cards there. So it's 5 enchantments, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So it doesn't ramp a third of your deck, not including lands, or 75% of your deck, including lands. Whereas the Water Crystal, yeah, it has the same sort of issue where it even ramps less, but the milling 1 or more cards, they mill 4 more, is just a ridiculous combo with Mesmeric Orb. What bracket are they in? We're kind of teetering on 3 and 4. Let's get this to a 4, I would say. So no, we're not going to rip Thoracle. So bracket 4 is not CEDH, where we're like trying to find the most like efficient combo line. What we're trying to do is, yes, trying to beat the most efficient combo lines, but we're trying to have some amount of cute flair going on, I feel, at the core of it all. I'm really not a fan of Urborg Coffers in this deck. I just don't think you need that large amount of mana. And I think it's kind of betraying your mill out theme, especially since you have, I thought I saw Exsanguinate, but I guess I was just seeing Nuclear Fallout. Okay, I think we have too many rats. I think that's one of our problems here. I like the Traumatize. I think we would be happier with a Muddle. Actually, no. Traumatize is really good. Because you can just traumatize yourself. Elk, stop this MTG nonsense. Hop on Deadlock, dude. I really want to. Vote Apollo, by the way, chat. If you're not voting Apollo, you're evil. All right, so. There's Urza. There's Sir Conrad. Excruciator. Okay, so we can keep Urborg to make Excruciator work. Apollo. Yeah, vote Apollo, Deadlock. Like the Teresian Mindbreaker. We have Bruvac. Elk, who's your favorite character in Deadlock? Dude, I'm a Graves player. Dude, I love Graves, man. I like playing Necromancer Summoner characters. I'm sorry. That's so wrong. Exile each opponent's graveyard. When you do, choose up to 1 target creature card exiled this way. Create a token that's a copy of that card except as an artifact and it loses all the card types. Okay, I like this like reanimation angle. I think that is a correct way to be doing this. I think ramp is kind of not good because you have a 3-mana commander. So I don't think we should be ramping on 2. We can keep Arcane Signet. But we do need, I'm going to cut Elixir as well. But we do need, Felden's Cane is also just not the best. Okay, so we've freed up a bit of slots here. My first course of action is to give you more lands. I've milled myself out before, so it's a nice safety but fair. I'm curious how you milled yourself out before. The best Deadlock character is Rem. Sorry, you need to be investigated. So I'm going to start with Jeweled Amulet. Just being able to go 0 mana thing, tap it for 1 mana, next turn play Emmet Selk is pretty decent. Lets you bank mana over time. Like, it's not the best. Angel of Suffering and someone Sir Conraded me. So you could run like a mill Eldrazi, like a reshuffle Eldrazi. I think that's a little bad though with all your other mill stuff. Victor is fun. Trying to think of how to break the Angel of Suffering then. Because I don't like Felden's Cane. It's still in closed beta. So breaking Angel of Suffering. Like Blightsteel would work, right? Gives you 1 more turn. Like, I need to emphasize this. You are any given Eldrazi. No wrong, it reshuffles your entire graveyard. Nexus of Fate, that's way better. Thank you, chatter. Shuffle Eldrazi does not work. It reshuffles your entire graveyard. That's an awful, awful plan in the self-mill deck that wants to put cards in its graveyard. Awful idea. No way. Nexus of Fate, however, different story. Take an extra turn after this one. If it would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, reveal Nexus of Fate, put it on top of its owner's library instead. This also enables you to combo out by getting beaten to death with an Angel of Suffering out. You mill your entire library, including the Nexus of Fate. And then the Nexus of Fate goes on top of your library. And then you draw it for turn. And then you cast it. And then you have infinite turns. If Nexus of Fate, you can have the Isochron Scepter with Mystical Tutor. No, I don't like that idea. I'm not a big fan of Quag Feast. Like, let's just take out of the cards I just don't consider bracket 4. Dark Confidant, sure. Off-Nad Goat, it's funny. Ancient One. We have some expensive stuff. This could work. It also just lets you hold up interaction. Be a slower deck. Reality Chip, sure. Let's do Douthie. I think any self-respecting mill deck would have a Douthie Voidwalker kicking around. So Douthie Voidwalker in. This still is on the mill theme. And the idea is that you just mill your opponent's entire libraries and then you exile like an extra turn spell and you go, oh, great. I'll do that. The Rise of Sozin. Royal creatures. Once again, just too many Wraths. Virtue Persistence. It's too slow. What I like about like these is they're reanimatable. I'm going to say Yasholta is also just like kind of too slow. Mill 3 cards. And then you reanimate stuff. Hear me out. Let's stick to cheap reanimates. Like Animate Dead is already in. You have Entomb. Let's put Valgavoth in. Valgavoth is like just a giant Douthie Voidwalker, and we've already established that Douthie's very good. Yasholta is just there to mostly flicker my commander so I don't exile my own stuff. That's beautiful. However, I think it's 6 mana to get permission to do that is game losingly slow. In bracket like 3 to 4, which is where you're kind of sitting. Anyway, Valgavoth though. I'm going to cut Glacial Chasm. You already have Angel Suffering. All right. More reanimates. Let's do Necromancy. Also, Muddle the Mixture is a reanimate for 5 mana. Because you can go 3 blue, get Necromancy, and then 1 in a black. Cast or rather, Animate Dead. Next up, let's add a Grim Servant. So what I like about Grim Servant in these kinds of decks is it's modal. You can get Reanimate, and you can get Entomb. Right, both of those are just such good use cases for these. So it's Phyrexian Delver, or it's a Vile Entomber. Both of which are very good cards. Now, I'm a little worried about the Urza here. I kind of want to maximize it a little bit more. And I think the way we're going to be doing that is Tamiyo meets the Story Circle. So, 1 in a blue. Until your next turn, whenever a creature attacks you or planeswalker control, gets -2/-0 until end of turn. Discard any number of cards. Then investigate twice for each card discarded this way. And then shuffle up to 3 target cards from your graveyard into your library. So this allows you to make just like an absolutely absurd amount of clues. Is Grim Servant good in 2/3 color decks where devotion count gets too steep for good recursions? So we're in a 2-color deck, and automatically, I'm just assuming we only have 1 devotion to black. What does Grim Servant do? Reanimate, Entomb. What else do you need it to do? Soul Ring. Any land. What else do you need it to do? Not for this deck, just generally. How good are your 1-drops? Just generally. That's the question you need to be asking. Anyway, let's cut Myriad Landscape. I think it's a little too slow. Probably just add a swamp in its place. Yasholta more often than not was just flickering Urza. Okay, listen, I need to drill this into your head. If you are making a 6-mana play, unless it wins the game, you lose in bracket 4. Like, that is generally speaking how I feel. Like, 7 mana, like, I put Valgavoth into play will slow the game down enough. I'm calling Yasholta too slow. I did see Markiplier's movie. I saw Iron Lung. I was really high during it, but it was really funny. I enjoyed it enough. It wasn't perfect. But, I wasn't expecting it to be perfect. So we're going into met expectations. I'm excited he's adapting House of Leaves. I'm happy that indie films are doing good. I maybe don't like Hostile Negotiations either. Especially, why are we running Hostile Negotiations with the Fact and Fiction's right there? What did Fact or Fiction do to you? Okay, we have River Churn. Told you Giraffe Chaff. Okay. Is Bogart Trawler good enough for bracket 4? Yes. And in fact, I'm going to put it in the stack. Let's also add Otawara. And the other one. So Kenzen? No, that's the Crucible of Defiance. The Stupid Mire. Takanuma. Thank you, YouTube chat. Takanuma and Abandoned Mire. It mills 3 cards. Hooray. So we have 3 slots to play with. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 3 very strong cards. And then I'm going to add like a little sideboard of like cards that are like, you can run them, you don't have to. So I think let's start with Takeout Island for Gyre Reach. So we have a discard outlet from the mana base. And then we can run Tainted Indulgence. And really what I'm worried about for you at higher brackets is your interaction suite. You need a lot more counter magic, it feels like. So I think that's going to look something like Swan Song. Other counter spells that I'm trying to think desperately. Yeah, Sink into Stupor. which can not only bounce a spell on the stack, but also return a stacks piece to its owner's hand. Brick Serenade, it doesn't hit stuff as good. Offer You Can't Refuse, I'm a little wary of Offer You Can't Refuse at higher brackets. 2 treasures is actually a very significant cost. Fel the Profane might also be okay. Maybe. I think we can cut a swamp for it. Force of Negation, yeah. And then probably like Fierce. Like, if we're talking higher level brackets, like you probably just need a Fierce Guardianship. I hate to say it. Okay. So, from here, let's... Superior Spider-Man. No, I like it because you can reanimate Velgoth. That's fun. And also, you cast it, so Doomsday Excruciator works so well. Holy shit, that's so cool. You are a super genius. I just want to mention that. Rise of the Dark Realms, you are insane. Probably Epic Downfall. Okay, great. Let's play Dust. Drop. Swamp. Island. Tainted Indulgence. Keep in mind, chat, we discard Teresian Mindbreaker. That's how good discard outlets are, by the way. We added lands to the stack, by the way, chat. Yeah. I don't think that's the deck's fault. Once again, we're at 39 lands. Let's maybe add Lorien. Let's go to 42 lands. You can't see the air quotes. Is MDFC type land. Like, I think you are a very slow controlling deck, and that requires a lot of land drops to be good. Does Glasspool Mimic work with the reanimated Doomsday Excruciator? I mean, it doesn't matter what you answer, because I think the answer is actually Malakir Rebirth to protect Valgavoth when you reanimate it early. I think it's nowhere to run. The slowness is sort of why I had too many rads. Yeah, but like we have a cute amount of rads now. It's Singularity Rupture, Nuclear Fallout. Like that feels good, especially since Nuclear Fallout is tutorable off of the Muddle the Mixture, right? Which is Talisman. Rain Dynamo could maybe also go. And then instead just run the Talisman of Dominance, rather. Okay. It's good to know that for Mimic in future. So draw. There's Command Tower. Right, Stormcloak. Thank you for gifting 5-tier subs. If you got a sub, make sure to thank Ryan Stormcloak. All right. Command Tower, black, Entomb. Let's just put Valgavoth in the graveyard. Like, yeah, we could draw Superior Spider-Man, and then we wish we put the other one in instead. But I think I'm fine with just this. Type Swamp. Here's Ripples of Death. Free combat main phase, 1, 2, 3. Do I want to pay 1 and 3 to get any of these? Yes, Soul Ring. Okay. Land. Soul Ring. Or land is being starting town. Next turn. Mill 3. Douthie Voidwalker. I do really want that card. So let's pay 1, put this in hand. Shipwreck Marsh. We have 1 floating still. Blue, black. Emmet Silk. Black, black. Douthie Voidwalker. Next turn. 1, 2, 3. I don't necessarily think I want any of those. 10. Enters or attacks. Sorry, we should have done the loot. I'm a fool, but Elk plays so quickly, moto grinder reflexes. Yeah, that's 100% what it is. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Grim Servant. Reanimate. Reanimate. Target Valgavoth. Terror Eater. For 100 bits, right, Stormcloak? And thank you for 5 more gifted tier subs. Witch Puppy. Oh, sorry, this is a billion gifted tier subs. 10. Thank you so much. Okay, great. Attack with Emmett Selk. Discard Teresian Mindbreaker. Draw a card. 1, 2, 3. And then we go Swamp. Being your upkeep. No, that's not our upkeep. Bummer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you drop Angel Suffering. Like, this is your turn 6. Witch Puppy, thank you for gifting another tier 1 sub and leveling up the hype train to level 5. Holy scam train. So, I really don't know what you're supposed to do in this situation. You can't remove Valgavoth. You need to remove Angel of Suffering before you can even hurt me. Even when you remove Valgavoth, doubt the Voidwalker's here. Like, this is just fucking hell. Right? Like, this feels good. My only thing is maybe an Arcane Laboratory is in order. Just to, like, kind of stop Storm combo. Like, Graveyard Hate, of which you have plenty, already does stop Storm combo, like, pretty well. But, like, having a stacks piece like this kicking around is, like, pretty decent. It might be worth thinking about Arcane Lab. Also, as a combo deck, but you're in blue, you probably don't need Defense Grid. Maybe I want to move you on to Painter a little bit. Painter could be fun. Should we make this a Painter deck, chat? Painter? Oh my god. You're going to be in love. So, Painter Servant. Right, Stormcloak, thanks for the 100 bits. We have Shadowmoor, Painter Servant. When it comes into play, choose a color. All cards that aren't in play, spells, and permanents are the chosen color in addition to their other colors. So, this is card type. But Grindstone. Put the top 2 cards of target player's library into that player's graveyard. If both cards share at least one color, repeat this process. So for 3 mana, when Painter Servant is in play, Grindstone mills target opponent's entire library. Oh, I love that. Oh my goodness, Riot Stormcloak trying to one-up Witch Puppy here. With another gifted 10 subs. So anyway, Muddle can grab Painter Servant, which is what has me really excited here, and then you can just like free ball an Urza Saga in the mana base to tutor up the Grindstone. Oh my goodness, guys. Witch Puppy with another 5 gifted subs. So, I'm probably going to take out Fendaniel. As funny as he is. I think he is just too expensive. Xenos is too funny to cut, I think. It's just the sad truth of the matter. I think Emmett Selk is not going to get a lot of use, even though like he is like somewhat synergistic with Hades. We're not storming off. There's a lot of colored pips going on here. Is Scryfall down? I don't believe so. Hopefully not. Not Daniel. I'm sorry. It's just we need to make room for Painter, and also we need to make room for Helm of Obedience. Oops, Scryfall is not responding. So here's the fix. Gatherer.wizards.com. So Helm of Obedience. X tap target opponent mills a card. Then repeats this process until a creature card or X cards have been put into a graveyard this way, whichever comes first. If one or more creature cards were put into a graveyard this way, sacrifice this artifact and put one of them onto the battlefield under your control. X can't be 0. What this does when you have Douthie Voidwalker or Valgavoth in play is target player exiles their entire library for 1 mana after playing the 4 mana artifact. Yes, this decks someone. This is a legacy power level combo. So, Scryfall's not working, but here's what we're going to do. Bulk edit. Main deck. I think this works. I think you can put it into here. 1 Helm of Obedience. And it should be right here. Okay, great. Chat, the stream continues despite Scryfall sucking horrifically. Probably just cut gifts ungiven, although it is really good. No, we need to run gifts. Okay, Scryfall's back anyway, lol. Probably Arden out. Fuck. I hate cutting all the Final Fantasy cards because they're so on theme, but Valgavoth is just so much better. Cut the goat, it's fine. The goat's so fun. Come on, the goat's so fun. Okay, we can put Arden back in. Let's play test. Card. Draw. Swamp. Jeweled Amulet. We've charged up. Starting town. 1, 2, 3. This is turn 2, Emmett Selk. The other ramp you were running would not have done this. Okay, we draw a card. Oh my goodness gracious. Riot Stormcloak joining everyone else with 25 gifted subs. Oh my god. Increasing the scam train to what level? Level 8. Oh my lord. I think this is the most subs in one stream. I think this has been 1 billion subs. 1 billion subs, I think. Anyway, Emmett Selk, we drew a card. Let's discard a card. Probably Breach. Next turn. There's Teresian Mindbreaker, which is very good. We do control Swamp. So then we draw and discard. He has Vigilance. That's broken. Draw and discard Teresian Mindbreaker. We can now unearth that at will. I think we just pass and hold up Oppo Agent. So you can charge up the Jeweled Amulet and then... no, you don't have to charge up the Jeweled Amulet. Let's just drop the Oppo. Next turn. 2 or more basic lands. We don't. That's fine. Charge up Jeweled Amulet. Maybe remove something. Submerged Boneyard. Yeah, I think we need to be cutting these. Let's do that next. So we have a charged up Jeweled Amulet here. I think let's just draw 3 cards, right? Swing with Emmett Selk, draw a card, and then discard a Ymir Aqueduct. Thank you, Witch Puppy, for gifting Wraith, the Master Dodger, a tier 1 sub. Right, Stormcloak. Thank you, gifting a tier 1 sub to Memetic. Alright, so this is the turn where we hopefully start doing a lot of shit. And the answer is sadly, like, I don't think we can. We're a little in prison here. I think Consuming Aberration has to go. And maybe a tap land. Alright, let's just go through really quick. Choked Estuary. Not a fan. Not a fan of Signet lands. They're pretty awkward to use. Merge Boneyard. Sunken Hollow. temple. We do need under city sewer. Yes. Sewer. We'll get it. One undercity sewer. That's not how you spell undercity. One. Is Watergrave already in? Watergrave's already in. Let's do the Painland Underground River. Error on line 12. Cannot find the card Undercity Sewer. Am I stupid? What's the name of the Demir Surveil land? Undercity Sewers! These bitches are plural. Why are you doing his bulk edit? Scry falls down. I can't search. Let's maybe then add a command tower has to already be in. Well, we can just do I'd even prefer exotic orchard over a tap land, I think. Yeah, exotic orchard. Isn't there a site for all the duels? Yes, but my issue isn't knowing all the duels names. My issue is not knowing what duels are currently in the deck already. Polluted Delta's already in. That I know for sure. So ideally we had 2 more lands here. Is MDFC type land? We're back. Okay. So maybe let's add the Glasspool Mimic. It is a tap land, but it has that funny utility. And then Seagate Resto. Seagate Resto is way too slow. Let's be real. Waterlogged Teachings. What does that grab? Entomb, Swan Song, free magic, like free counter magic, Nexus of Fate. That is pretty decent. I don't know if we need that though. ID equals 2 type land sort USD. Trifle's not responding. Fuck you. Oh, bummer. 1. Advanced search. Oh, this doesn't filter for identity. This sucks. Dude, they need to make Gatherer usable. Mystic Sanctuary is a card? Yeah, it is, and it's really bad for this deck, so I'm not going to add it. Chat, what's one more blue-black land we can add to this deck? Or do we just... Let's keep it simple, stupid. Island. Alright, let's play test this one last time. Draw. Swamp. Jeweled. We lose. I thought this had an MDFC. Restart. Okay, this is keepable. Probably put Jador on the bottom. Drop. Island. Next turn. Swamp. Ancient one. Emmet Selk. I do think Imprison the Moon's too slow. Let's cut that. Draw. Ooh, we discard Imprisoned. Next turn. Play this flipped. Pass. Give some given for Valgavoth. Arden the Usurper. Reanimate. Animate Dead. No, this wouldn't work because you can't get those from the graveyard. You could just double Entomb here. All right, chat. Which one's going to my graveyard? What 2 cards go into my graveyard, chat, for my gifts ungiven? Or actually, even better. Wait. This is because we specifically have Superior Spider-Man. What 2 cards go into my graveyard, chat? Okay, let's... Wait, you can do that? Oh, Nexus of Fate is still in our deck! We win! Oh my god, clip it! We have a discard outlet right here! Draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Oh, wait, no, we need to get rid of our Doomsday Excruciator. Which we can do with Drown in the Lock. Okay, we're fine. Because we did have a lot of cards in the graveyard even before we milled. Yeah, activating Ancient One each time would kill someone. Where did this mana come from? From our lands. If you tap them, you get mana. We didn't cast Nexus of Fate. We discarded it to the Ancient One. Okay, hang on. This is a Psychic Frog deck, by the way. Yeah, we reanimated it off of Superior Spider-Man, and since we cast it, it enters. Anyway, yeah, let's get Psychic Frog in here. It's just a nice discard outlet. And then also, of course, Card Advantage Engine. Oh, it might be the Tale of Tamio. Nah, it's Consuming. Consuming's way too slow. I also talked a little shit about Imprisoned in the Moon. Let's cut that. I'm going to argue that Demonic, whatever the fuck, is very good in this deck. Consultation. Not Consultation. Demonic Council. You can tutor a demon. I have great news. Doomsday Excruciator, Valgavoth, demons. And Delirium, which you're going to hit your self-mill deck with a bunch of different card types. You can just Demonic Tutor. Now, if you want to get like this down to bracket 3, good luck. But you'd probably cut Oppo, Notion Thief, Painters, Grindstone, Helm. Add more milling, synergy, or reanimation type effects. Like a Rise of the Dark Realms would probably be more at home at bracket 3. And then you can kind of have like a sideboard pivot plan like that. Where this deck becomes a lot more mill than reanimate in bracket 3. And then you can pivot it into this bracket 4 more combo stuff. And you can keep more of the Final Fantasy stuff in bracket 3 too. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for getting a deck review, Witch Puppy. Very solid, fun deck here. I really liked how Emmett Selk played. Just even as a looter. And then, like, you know, just having like a nice reanimator mill hybrid combo plan with Valgavoth and Douthie and all this. Not Witch Puppy, sorry. Witch Puppy, you donated so many subs this round. This is now your deck review. Like, literally, I just, like, subbed in your name here because I've just been saying it so much. Oh, Benny, thank you so much for getting a deck review. Okay. Do we have Good King Moggle? Seems like the answer is no. Oh, you are here. Hello. Last second buzzer beater in the YouTube chat. So we're starting the recording for the VOD now. Okay. We have Modular Recycle with Nethroy Apex of Death here. You modular sickos frighten me. Game plan is to constantly sacrifice modular creatures, put a +1/+1 counter on other modular creatures or payoffs, then swing with them. I don't have a history with this deck since I only play tested it. I don't want to add any UB other than Final Fantasy and Warhammer. I have a problem with building and trying to cram too many things in and not leaving enough room for the deck, like interaction, true win cons, deck cramping. I'm worried that's what I did with this deck, and so it's too slow / not consistent enough. I want to know how to mix them well in this deck and possibly future decks. Okay, for starters, Hardened Scales, great job, you've done it. Branching Evolution, this is where you lose me. Branching Evolution is so much more expensive than Hardened Scales for like kind of minor benefit. What I would prefer here is the Ozolith. Not the Ozolith, sorry, I'm a fool. The Ozolith Shattered Spire. Right, it's another Hardened Scales effect for 1 extra mana, and it's an artifact, which has some other funny synergies. One or more counters will be put on a creature's spacecraft. Twice that many are put instead. Like, this one has a warp at least, but still not that fascinated by it. Like, yes, we can get to huge numbers, but here's the thing. You only need 40. You only need 40 counters, and you're going to get there with the Hardened Scales and the Ozolith. Right, and just modular in general. Like, you do not need the doublers to get to, like, 40 or what have you. That Emergence feels a little too expensive. Like, it has the word proliferate on it, but it's a little too expensive. Number of creature cards in your graveyard. Like, sure. You know, like, it's okay. I like Restoration. Life's Legacy is insane. Farseek, not a fan. Broken Bond, not a fan. Like, you need a target for Broken Bond to ramp you. Like, that's a little tough. Oh, this is fun. I do not like Village Rites. Okay. So, I'm going to just go through your... Yeah, like, Corpse Jack Menace I like a lot more because it's a creature. And green is able to tutor those a lot more easier. Also, as an artifact creatures deck, you will get Traverse the Uvenwald for free. Like, this is just a free ball. Like, it land cycles for 1 green, and then because all of your creatures are also artifacts, a little bit of self-mill goes a long way. So, like, Malevolent Rumble by itself will probably turn on Traverse. Yeah, that's a good charm. I've not been a big fan of Tarian's Journal, but maybe here it's a little bit differently. Northwell Spring, I'm definitely not a fan of, though. Investing 1 mana into your sack outlet is, like, a lot. Although Trading Post is funny, so I'll keep it. Salvation Engine, I'm not a big fan of. 5 mana reanimate's just a little bit too much. Draw a card, only triggers once you turn. Sure. So, we have 7 slots to fill this deck with. I think let's start with Greater Good. Like, Greater Good is just, like, non-negotiable, insane card. Oversold Cemetery is number 2. Right, like, we do have the Commander to reanimate all the 0-power modular creatures. Oversold Cemetery also works very well. Deadly Dispute. Okay, so, no. Deadly Dispute's fine, for sure. It's definitely decent. However, I'm thinking a lot more in the vein of Sereth Steel Seeker. This card is fucking broken, and any mono green deck worth its salt that's running artifacts should be running the Steel Seeker. Like, non-negotiably. When an artifact enters under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may reveal it, put it in your hand. If you don't, you put it in the graveyard. You mill it. So it explores every time an artifact enters. Every time an artifact enters. Every time an artifact enters, including tokens. Like, It's insane. Okay, I'm willing to try out Filigree Vector. Erebos feels a little expensive. Tributary Instructor. Nah, it's probably not as good as like a. There's probably better options than that one in black, at least. Okay. Have we thought about like Athreos? Not this one. The other one. We could introduce a combo here. Shroud Veiled. So Athreos Shroud Veiled is a broken game ending thing. Hang on, let me just make sure. View details. O : Is there another artifact that does this? No, there isn't. What's the name of the stupid fucking card from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty? There we go. When this creature dies, if it had counters on it, put those counters on a creature you control. Iron Apprentice. So that's another modular creature. So the joke is that you can snowball Iron Apprentice and Dock Worker Drone. So when this creature dies, you put its counters on a creature you control. That creature goes to Iron Apprentice. Iron Apprentice can then put its counters on a Dock Worker Drone because guess what? There's a coin counter on one of them. This is infinite sacrifices. And what's the price? You have to put Athreos in your deck. Not a bad price at all. You have to put modular creature in your deck, and you already have a modular creature in your deck. With infinite sacrifices as well, and you have like hardened scales, that's infinite power across all of your artifact creatures. So I think you want to do like an Athreos combo here. Like, I think this is funny. Does Walking Ballista want a Heliod? No. We're a modular deck. I don't think it's needed. I think we should be running Market Backwalker, though. The new one. Type land, type artifact, by the way. Hopefully we're running like kind of all of these already. And we'll make cuts to make these fit, by the way. Tree of Tails, Vault Whispers. Like, yes, we're more vulnerable to artifact removal now, but I think it's fine. So I think we go out in Dotha. Out Ishgard. Ishgard's like kind of decent, but I still think it's correct to cut it. 41 lands, I still feels too many. How many forests and plains do we have? 6. And then the other number that I'm not going to say out loud immediately after the word 6. I mostly just want to remove cards that always enter tapped. Midgar. Emphasis on the mid. Here in this deck specifically. Okay, wow, no, the rest of these are really solid. Probably just cut 1 swamp. Maybe 2. The rest of these are keepers. What's the stat line for Hearthwell Elk? We don't say those things in our stream. Okay. Floor. I think we are less of a ramp deck and more of a curve out deck. So like we can have some amount of ramp for sure. But we want to mostly just be curving. So from here, we have 5 more additions we should make. We already added the Athreos combo. Hardened Scales. I'm trying to channel my inner psychopath. We could do Agatha's Soul Cauldron stuff. Like, this is like right at home for Agatha's Soul Cauldron, right? You have a bunch of counters across all of your creatures, And then you go, okay, great. Walking Ballista for 0. It enters with 0 counters. It dies immediately. You put it under the Agatha's Soul Cauldron. All of your creatures for the rest of the game are Walking Ballistas. Like, it's broken. Agatha's Soul Cauldron's disgusting. Nethroi and Modular sounds like a good home for some Persist combo lines. I would agree with you if the Masticore that has Persist was any good. I don't think it's necessarily the best thing to be doing here. I'm just going to look up Modular. I'm sure you already have them. But let's just kind of go through. Yeah, Yaga's in already, but that doesn't work with Persist like you want. I do like Scrapyard Recombiner a lot. Sometimes you just have like a construct kicking around in there that you want. Like, isn't Arcbound Ravager? It's a beast. Terrible. Do we really not have a single construct in the deck? We have 8 constructs in the deck. Phyrexian construct. Yeah, it's probably worth it. Leave me. Was happy, unhappy. Alright, so we could maybe like run Kodama. There's about like modular creatures. I like the Rayhan. I don't know if I really like Lita. I like Lita a lot with Mana Rocks, which this deck doesn't have too many of. Because Lita untaps everything on your end step, right? Joke. Untaps all artifact creatures, I think, actually. You're right. I'm wrong. Braids, yeah. All right, let's do Lead and Mirror. Normally, I'm not a big fan of Mirror. But here, they're pretty good. ID equal, or type Mirror, ID equals green. Copper Mirror. And then Haywire Mite. Just good removal on an artifact creature that you can modular onto. That's pretty good. And we had the Greater Good Rayhan combo kind of going on. Okay, I think this is good to play test. Give it the first once over. We already have Iron Apprentice in this hand. Iron Apprentice. Ooh, Ozolith is so good. Let's start with the Biophagus. Okay, we missed our land drop, but that's fine. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, now it's starting to become worrisome. But here's Aura Shards. Hushword Verge. It only taps for green. Thalia and the Gitrog monster. Vault. Shadowy Backstreet, Surveil 1. Graveyard. Sacrifice an artifact on your end step. Draw a card. There's Yogg. Yeah, it's just tough, isn't it? Maybe Thalia out. As much as I love Thalia and the Gitrog monster. Arians. Reanimate. Because we don't have like a lot of big things that we want to reanimate. Check the YouTube description. Necro says the wolf if you're interested in getting a deck review. All the things you need to know is down there. Okay. So we have 3 slots to play with. Let's go to, is Scryfall still down? Ardent Scales. Scryfall Tagger. Counter Increaser. Bristly Bill. I do like Kami of Whispered Hopes as well. Yeah, Conclave Mentor. Bristly. Kami of Whispered. Do we want mill effects so that Network can be used as card advantage? Yeah, I would say Breen is so good though. Here, let's just play just this. Hang on. Let's let it cook for a second. I would keep this, although we don't have like a modular thing yet. All right, so 1 Ozolith. Arcane Signet. One, 2. Arcbound Stinger. Or no, let's go 1, 2, 3. Scrapyard. Okay, there's Ledinmere. 1, 2. Ledinmere. 1, 2. Arcbound Stinger. Tap. Sack the Arcbound Stinger. Modular onto Scrapyard Recombiner. Put a counter here. Move the counter onto the Arcbound Stinger. And then we get to search for a construct. Market back walker. All the walkers are constructs. Yeah, this need to be in the deck yesterday. Next turn. 3 of Tails. 1, 2, 3, 4. Market back walker. Or let's just do X as 1. 1, 2. Arcbound Stinger. 1, 2. Proliferate. Arcbound Stinger. Tap. Sack Arcbound Stinger. Do Ozolith and Modular not cancel each other out since they both say move the counters? So if it leaves the battlefield, if it had counter on it, put those counters on the Ozolith and then Modular. I'm pretty sure it works because it's copying like the counters. When Arcbound dies, both the Ozolith and Modular trigger. The Ozolith gets a +1/+1 counter, and the Archbound Ravager gets 2. Yeah, you're good. It copies the counters. Anyway, another counter here. We also get a construct. Filigree. Next turn. Filigree. Tap, sack, Scrapyard Recombiner to itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ozolith. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. View library. Type construct. Walking Ballista. 1, 2, or 1. Play Haywire might hold it up. Okay, here's turn 7. 2 or more lands. 1, tap, sack another artifact. Let's sack this one, I think. Put 13 counters on the Ozolith. Draw 13 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then proliferate. Walking Ballista X is 0. Why on earth would you do that? 1, 2, Agatha Soul Cauldron. Exile the Walking Ballista from the graveyard. Put a counter on Ledinmere. Move to combat. 14 counters on Ledinmere. So now you have 14 damage to point wherever you want. You drew a lot of lands there. But anyway, you can start pinging people to death with Ledinmere. There's Hangerback Walker. I think this is just the Netroid turn. I would like kind of like a free sack outlet here. This is kind of what I feel like this deck's lacking. So I think let's start with Starfield Shepherd. Starfield Shepherd is a tutor that grabs either a plains, so it's a land. Very expensive land, I know, but still, very slow deck. Starfield Shepherd can grab, though, Hangerback, Marketback, Walking Ballista, or like one of the cheap modular creatures. So, great. But it can also grab Viscera Seer. Or Carrion Feeder is probably better, huh? This is a +1/+1 counter deck. So Carrion Feeder is a free sack outlet. Maybe take out Trading Posts for being too slow. So you go draw 3 birds. Coppermere Black Carrion Feeder. We don't control one of those. Think 1, 2, 3, 4. Arcbound Crusher. Holy shit. The flood's been really bad. I don't think that's necessarily a deck problem. Yeah, like we have 37 lands. That shouldn't be happening. Like this one's unkeepable. This one's also unkeepable. Put Swamp on the bottom. Draw. Overgrown Tomb. You control the forests. Here's Marketback Walker. Hold up Abzem Charm. Draw 2. There's Hardened Scales. So this turns Filigree Vector. Aura Shards. Aura Shards is so broken, but like... Okay, I'm going to take out Oversold Cemetery. Sorry, bud. Phyrexian Reclamation out. Another free sack outlet or 2, maybe, or like card advantage. Could you run Altered Dimension Mill yourself? You could, yeah. Alter would probably be very good. Right, to sack all your modular creatures, mill, and then Nethroi, bring everything back. You have Ozolith in play, you put all the counters back on. Yeah, that seems really good. Ripples? No, I want to stay away from enchantments. We've been getting enchantment flooded every game. I kind of just want, like, how do we get as many artifacts into our hand as possible? Let's do Recruiter. Or we can maybe do, like, Grapple with the Past. Or, Elodomary. Yeah, let's do, like, an Augur of Autumn type creature. I feel like we can storm off pretty hard with this deck. Tap land. Next turn. Land. 1, 2. Conclave Mentor. 1, 2, 3. Kami of Whispered Hopes. We do not control a forest or plants. But that's it. Let's just go 1, 2, 3. Hang on, wait. Oh, we don't have a green mana. Fuck. Or second green mana is what I mean. Oh no, we do. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So instead of playing this land, okay, Soul Ring's on top of our library. We can't do anything about that. Player tap land. Draw this card. There's not a land on top of our library. It's Exploration, which I think should just be a mana dork. I think we're getting so empty-handed constantly that this should just be a mana dork. What mana dork should it be is a better question. Let's do like Delighted Halfling. I don't think Sword of the Meek would fit very well in here just because we don't have Thopter Foundry. Holy smokes. Okay. Well, we're going to 5. Probably never casting that. This is too slow. Draw. You have 2 or more opponents. Here's Arcbound Javelier. Here's Market Backwalker. And we don't lose yet. Life's Legacy, draw 2 cards. Holy shit, this is so bad. Recombiner. Imagine if we had Starfield Shepherd here. Oh. That's UB and not Final Fantasy Warhammer. Oh, you're right. Findhorn. Like, we have 38 lands, which does feel like enough for this archetype because low-ass mana curve. No, I wouldn't keep that hand. I would keep this one, though. Forest Plain. Swamp. Ozolith. Two. 2, 3. 1. Holy shit. 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Stack this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mill 7 cards. 1, 2, 3. Pass. Creature card with mana value 3 or less. There's a Birds of Paradise in our graveyard. 1, 2, 4. The Shar. Next turn. Dude, I'm just gonna add more lands. Like, I want to just say, like, this has been a fucking run of bad luck, but I literally think that 38 lands is not enough for this deck. I'm 100% convinced. So, sort, is MDFC type land. Disciple. Fell. Like, we have such a small sample size. This probably isn't true. I'm getting superstitious, though. Sorry, Kolfiner, you're just too much mana, even though you have cool synergy. I've been liking the mirror. Could go for Dredgelands. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm not interested. Probably Corpse Jack. Filigree Vectors felt a little too slow. Let's play test. All right, so here we go. Draw. Here's Brina. No, wait. This doesn't tap for white. We don't have a swamp in play. So if we played Not Like an Idiot, Brina's in play. Aura Shards, white, Arcbound Javelineer, blow up an artifact or enchantment, attack with Brina. Whenever a player attacks one of your opponents, that opponent, you can make and put 2 counters on a creature. You don't put 2 counters on this creature, draw a card. Put 2 counters on this creature. Next turn. Because, like, assuming one opponent attacks another one. 3, 4. Arcbound Reclaimer. Attack. Put 2 counters here, draw a card. 2, 3, 4. Yogg. Zach Javelineer. Put 5 counters here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw a card. Back with Brina. Draw a card. Put 2 counters here. Next turn. So now, maybe it was correct last turn to go Life's Legacy onto Arcbound Ravager. Yeah, that was probably the right choice. Like, even though we don't have a modular creature to put that on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crusher. Draw 12 cards, put 12 counters here. Ozolith. So, here's turn 8, which is slightly too late for me to be very happy, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sack this to Yawgmoth. Or nah. No, sack this to Yawgmoth. Just put 15 counters here. Nethroi on Brina. Return Crusher. The 3, 7. Great. Aura Shard triggers a bunch. So we're able to do some funny stuff with that. This just auto dies. But it's still an artifact entering for this. A lot of triggers. Like, this has the appearance of doing stuff. I think I'm going to prescribe you 1 copy of the stupid artifact creature that lets you remove counters. Crystalline Crawler. So 1/1, it enters with the 1/1 counter for each mana spent to cast it, so you can have it come in with as many as 3 in this deck without having to do much work. And then you can remove a counter from this creature to add 1 mana of any color. And you can tap it to put a counter on this creature. But the main point is if you modular onto this thing, you can just remove a ton of counters and make a ton of mana. And then you can start doing like some silly sack loop stuff. And then I think it's out Luris. And then I'm going to call this good to go. Because at least like we're returning a lot of stuff now. With Aura Shard triggering a lot, you can run Mycosynth Lattice. Nah, that's a little too mean. Yeah, so Athreos, there's a combo now with Dock Worker Drone and Iron Apprentice. Iron Apprentice is actually tutorable as well with the stupid 3-mana guy that we added, Scrapyard Recombiner. And you can also tutor either any part of the combo with Traverse. They just need to draw 2 of the pieces. And then you need a sack outlet. And then once you have a sack outlet, you can just start looping them back and forth. I think it's good to go. Thank you for sending in your deck. Good King Moggle Mog. All right, do we have Flare in here? I mean, send the link to YouTube. I don't know why the split stream does this. Sometimes it just doesn't copy the YouTube link into the YouTube chat. Thank you, Ruby, for getting a deck review. Okay, Flarin is here. We have Magar of the Magic Strings with Obosh Companion. Very important to note. No, I proxy, so no real restrictions. Would like to keep it around a 3 or a low 4. Avoiding game changers would be preferred. With the focus of the deck trying to get instants and sorceries by grade for Magar, I find the creature list has some questionable choices that need work. Other than that, some interesting non-permanents would be fun to flip into. Okay, great. So. Notably, these are 0/0s. However, we can get some silly stuff going. Each creature. Yeah, so I don't like board wipes in this deck that much, just because I do not like the board wipes that much. Unless we wanted to do some like broken like repercussion stuff. Like if we wanted to run repercussion and just like do the like damage to everything equals damage to your head thing, then I'd be more in on these. But as it stands, I'm not into it. Skewer. Funeral rites is a little too much. I just don't like the idea of killing my own things to make it work. You know what I mean? I like Volcanic Torrent because it only damages opponents' things. Running Inquisition of Kozilek, you fucking sicko. Let's not do Inquisition. I like the Duress. How does Magar interact with Sonhalf? Dude, do not ask me these questions. Like, I'm not that good at Magic. Oh, the things are colorless? Okay, All is Dust is a really good suggestion. Sacrifice everything that is not one or more colors. My things are not colored. Does the copy get cast from exile? No. The answer is no. I don't like Laughing Mad. Neonates Rush Out. It deals combat damage to a player, so I don't really like Murder or Overkill. Soul Shatter's fine. Transpose is pretty decent because it makes things that deal damage. Ooh, Pyromancer's Gauntlet's just so bad. Duvall's Judgment feels a little too slow. We're getting there, though. We're getting there. Plague Wind is funny. Yeah, I like Plague Wind more than Blast Axe. So in Garrick's wake. All right, so I would like one spell that is a discard outlet, which we have Faithless Looting already, so we're good. Blazing Rootlowl, I hate. Norin. That's so fun. Yeah, keep that forever. Commander spells you cast have Cascade. For why, though? Okay. I don't like Karavik cannibalizing her graveyard. That's funny. I don't like the buyout clause with the sacking. Judith is good. I don't like how Riona plays. I like how this plays because you cast the spells during combat anyway, and then this flashes in. The Riona doesn't trigger like after combat, right? Like you're casting a bunch of spells during combat. Circara, not very interested. Urabrask is fine. Okay, so we've made a few cuts. So sort MV odd deals. I know for a fact there are damage doublers at 5 and 7 mana that are really good. Sadly, we can't run one of the better ones, which is like a lot of the good ones are 4 mana, sadly. If a source you control would deal damage to a permanent player, deals double that damage instead. That's pretty decent. And of course, we have a doubler in the command in the companion zone. Could run Dictate. Ooh, Fated Firepower kind of works, doesn't it? Torbrand. It wouldn't be bad. It has to just be Twin Flame Tyrant, I guess. I do like Unholy Heat. All right. This is a Dance with Calamity deck, right? Is it 8 mana? It is 8 mana. I thought it was 9. Can't Torbrand, he costs 4. When did I say I was putting Torbrand in the deck? Point to the Torbrand. You misheard something. Rankle and Torbrand was what I was talking about, Rain. Which is a 5 mana card. Isengard Unleashed, let's read. I am second monitor content for you, I can tell. Damage can be prevented if a source you control deals combat damage to a player. Yeah, this is good. It doesn't work for the combat damage, but it does work for the lightning bolts and stuff afterward. Arch Enemy's Charms. So mana intensive, by the way. I just don't like triple black here. We need 15 more additions. Let's do Bone Crusher Giant. Nah, probably not. MV equals odd. O adventure. This is my favorite thing to do, or type adventure. My favorite thing to do is find cards that break the companion restriction technically, but still allow you to run them. Like, you can run Stomp in your deck even though it has an even mana value because Bone Crusher Giant, the actual card, is great. Sonhalf would work with Magar. All right, well, Sonhalf's in then. Being able to multiply one of your best things is really funny. Let's run Sonhalf. And then we can run yeah, Sundering Eruption's broken. Cut a mountain for that. Sundering Eruption gives everything unblockable, and then you swing through. Let's do Pinnacle Monk's already in too. Read again. Magar, exile the thing. It does not exile the thing. Note the name of target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard and put it on the battlefield face down. It's a 3/3 creature with whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you may create a copy of the card with the noted name. What happens when you Sonhalf this creature? It's just a 1/1 with no name, no abilities. If this creature would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. I see, I see. I see. So, why did we even bring up Sonhalf in chat? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Why are we running Shock? Destroy target artifact. Get out of here. All right, let's run, Overwhelming Surge. Destroy target artifact, or it's like an Abrade variant, but it's 3 mana. Bombard only deals damage to creatures. Only we could run Mizium Mortars. Bolt Wave is very mid. It's definitely fine. It's just not my favorite. MV odd. It's probably end the festivities. Welcome back, Flaren. We've made some cuts and stuff. This will all be in a VOD, so you can watch it there. Ooh, actually, I really like the Volcanic Vision. The fact that this exiles itself tells you that you're not meant to cast it repeatably. This would be such a good Worst Fears deck, but you're fucking odd mana value only. Oh, if only. One with nothing is not very playable. You're on crack if you think you should put one with nothing in this deck. Season of the Bold. Season of the Bold's in. I cut Season of Loss. It was in the deck, but I cut it. Don't tell me I'm the first. Okay. You could do Cruel Entertainment. I could. It wouldn't be as good, though. The joke with Worst Fears is that it kills someone. It doesn't do the same thing with Cruel Entertainment. We have 15 additions to make. MV equals odd. Oh. Okay, hang on, wait. Deep breath. Let's cut a mountain. Access tunnel needs to go in. This is non-negotiable. Bedlam. Is Bedlam 3 mana? No, it's 4 mana. Fuck, bummer.
Dual caster mage, no. I'm looking for ways to get our 3/3s through, chat. That's the goal right now. How to make 3/3 go through. It needs to be odd mana value.
Overwhelming victory. Keep in mind they are colorless creatures. Yeah, this card's pretty badass. Five mana, blow up your thing. Your Llanowar Elf. Everything is +4/+0 trample. Yeah, I'm into it. Every single turn after that, the thing that you exile from your graveyard. You do the Kozilek, that's an anthem. Nah, it's too expensive. Let's get Malakir Rebirth in here. Just being able to redirect or like prevent a spell from killing Magar seems pretty important. Agility bobblehead to get one guy through. No. Doubt the Embrace gives unblockable. Hi, sis Dodd. Welcome to the stream. So here's the curve I have him on. We go turn 3 Magar. Let's put Deflecting Swat in. I hate the card. You need it, though. You just need it. It's so important. It's so sad that it's important, but it is so important. Going turn 3 Magar is like basically non-negotiable in the deck. And then you need to Deflecting Swat any interaction. Yeah, that's already in the deck. And then you Deflecting Swat. And then next turn, you cast a 1-drop and reanimate it. Let's run Unearth. I normally don't like Unearth, but in this deck specifically, I do. Because you're able just to return Magar forever. Oh, I don't like one with nothing. I'm sorry. Run Maha. I'm fine. That doesn't work the way you want it to, in my opinion. I don't like Village Rites. So, Unearth, Malakir Rebirth. How much? O-Tag Protection. Redirect. Nope. Redirect Lightning would definitely be fine. Let's run it. Blood for the Blood God isn't in now. Mana value equals 3. O discard. O draw. Type instant. This is better than Laughing Mad because it's in universe. Any target is pretty valuable. Yeah, I'm not feeling the Trailblazers boots, but fine suggestion for sure. Typically with this big mana value, it's just like... Magar's such kill on sight, it's crazy. I'm going to take some inspiration from Cormella here. Parker Luck could be fun if we increase the mana value of the deck. Soulfire Eruption's hilarious. Let's do Soulfire. I think making this big mana value would be fun. Profane Transfusion. Seething Song. Gutter Snipe. Rite of Flame. Will of the... No, Will of the Just Guy is not 5 mana, it's 4. Detective's Phoenix gives evasion. I like that answer a lot. Good job. And then maybe like an extra combat spell. And then that way you have like kind of a combo. Oh my god, I love you, Scryfall. You are a perfect website. Yeah, 1 Detective's Phoenix is insane. Like, Scryfall's just down, right? Let's do Brotherhood Regalia. I think that Ward 2 is going to matter a lot. Can't it's even. You're right. That is very true. It is an even mana value card. Bummer. I'm a fool. MV equals 5. Yeah. Additional combat. Mana value equals 5. We need an extra combat spell that works during combat. I think it's like exactly Savage Assault. Mm-mm. It's exactly Savage Beating that works here. Let's do Vampiric Tutor. And hear me out here, guys. Vampiric Tutor, Imperial Seal, Parker Luck, Sin Prodder. So you have these top deck tutors, and then you're able to like Parker Luck your opponents off of them. We're not really milling. Making 2/2s is cute, but not necessarily great. And then we can cut Mountain, Swamp, Mountain for mana value equals 7 is MDFC. Blood-Soaked Insight. Right, that's just a 7-drop that's also a land. Sadly, Troll of Khazad-dûm 6 mana, and so is Oliphant. This high mana value also works with Detective's Phoenix, by the way. Force Goad would probably work out pretty well. But the only ones I can think of are even mana value, sadly. And then vigilance, yeah, like it's a little tough. We still have a few more additions. How does one submit a deck for review? I'm new here. So you're gonna want to go through the coffee. Erasmus, are you still here? Can you supply this user with a link of some sort? Curtains calls odd, sadly, or even sadly. Favorite suspicions even sadly. Mutinous massacre. Don't worry, Flaren, it will be on stream. Yeah, Mutinous Massacre is literally perfect for your deck. Choose odd or even, so you always choose even. You destroy all odds, and then you untap all evens and gain control of them, and then you swing, and then you win. You name even because these things are even. The face down things. Like, yeah, you're destroying Magar, but ideally you already have a board. Oh, Protection Racket also works. That's fun. Sadly, it doesn't put in your graveyard, but it is funny. Breach the multiverse. And then Vial Smasher to wrap it all up. Yes, it is odd mana value only because we have Obosh. Okay, great. Let's play test this deck now. Draw. Okay, here's the issue. Like, oh my god, can I, like, do anything right in my life? Rotate 180 degrees. Flip. Flip. There we go. Magar. Okay, so if you get killed sped here, you kind of just lose. We have no way to filter cards in our hand. We lose. Awesome. No. Sure. I love your deck, dude. Okay. ID equals 2. Type, land, sort, USD. Raucous Theater's amazing in this deck. You need it. Sulphur Springs. Okay. And then Bloodstained Mire. Right, it's already in. So this hand doesn't do anything. Oh, no, it does do stuff. Draw. Let's Ender's tapped. Okay, next turn. Raven Cairns. Shock your Llanowar Elf. Magar. Pass. Soul Shatter. Pass. Okay, so we need more discard. This much is obvious to me. Please don't. Burning Inquiry could be funny. Waiting till turn 6 takes so long, though. I guess you can, like, build up your graveyard and set up and then Magar and then turn 7 cast a giant spell. Wheels? No way. I hate wheels. I think Protection Racket out. We're just not that big mana value. Sin Prodder out. I'd rather them not have a choice. Future Imp. Mana value equals 3. O discard. Yeah. MV equals 1. O discard. O draw. Sort USD. Discard a land card only. Terrible. Remember Neonate or Masked Meower? There's also Merchant of the Veil. Norn's cool. What do you mean you're surprised I left Norn in? Would you rather have your creature die forever or return it to your hand? Like, always return it to your hand. That's sick. That's fucking awesome. One of the coolest cards in the deck. Yeah, let's do Merchant of the Veil. Sadly, no one does it as good as Faithless Looting. Let's do Reanimate. It's good protection for Magar as well. Brassosono Grinder, it's not instant or sorcery. Necropotence, yeah, with our awesome fixing that we've seen in action. Like, no shot. Okay, reveals Swamper Mountain, Canyon Slew. Canyon Slew. Faithless Looting. Draw 2 cards. And oh my god, you're running Reliquary Tower? I'm discarding it out of respect. Okay, out of disrespect. Okay, Soulfire Eruption in Graveyard. Sulphurous Springs. Pass. Overwhelming Surge, destroy your creature, destroy your artifact. Next turn. Shadowblood Ridge, 1, 2, 3. Magar. Holding up. Redirect Lightning. I redirect your lightning. Next turn. 1, 2. Oh my god, we did it. 1, 2, 3. Exile Soulfire Eruption. It's now in play. Sack Magar. Oh wait, no, we can't because there's nothing on the stack. Oh, terrible. Terrible, awful, no good day because we have 5 mana value. If I didn't discard the Reliquary Tower, then we could Detective Phoenix on the Soulfire, swing, deal 5 damage to you, cast Soulfire Eruption, in response, sack Magar to copy it, and then just explode everyone. Yeah, I don't know why the fuck Reliquary Tower's in the deck, too. Yeah, like, you use the graveyard to draw. Discarding to hand size is fucking insane for you, isn't it? Commander Brain, guys. I have no idea what to say otherwise. It's literally just Commander Brain. I think this is good to go. I mean, you literally just saw, like, the God curve out, like, plan. Like, you can see the vision. It's there. Mutinous Massacre, All Is Dust. Like, these being one-sided board wipes are just so much better for you as well. No, thank you, Flared, for getting a deck review. Yeah. If you don't like Imperial Seal or Vampiric Tutor, by the way, these are easily replaceable with different looting spells at 3 mana value. We don't need haste enablers. They're fine, but you don't need them. I do have Jackie here. Not seeing that we have Jackie. I will try to have stream open during work, but might not make it. If I do, I'll make my presence known. It doesn't say we can do it without her, out them. So, we've done bad stack review. And then we need Babadook. Do we have Babadook here with us? It doesn't appear that we have our last two people, and neither of them said we can do it without them. So let me make this abundantly clear. If you miss a stream, it's a-okay. You can make it up on a future Tuesday or Sunday stream. You can just come in and say, hey, I have a makeup. So these two are going to be marked as not completed, and then I can get around to completing those in a future stream. YouTube, thanks for stopping by, enjoying the presence here, and all that stuff. That'll just be it for us. These will also be going live as VODs on the VOD channel. Make sure to subscribe to Jelking It Uncut on YouTube. Thank you.